Hi there, it's Brad Dohack, Gulf Point Properties, and I wanted to bring you this month's market report. Obviously, it's a different setting than normal. I am working from home like many of you, but there's a lot to talk about with what's going on in the current market, in the world, in the financial markets, and so I wanted to change this up a little bit. I'm not going to be pointing at the statistics on the whiteboard as I typically do. I can tell you when I did the February market report last month that I held up the green marker and said everything's green, everything looks great, and indeed it did at that time. Whoa, how things change. Our market stats that we just got are for February, and we're looking at February of 2020 over February of 2019. And if you just look at those stats, our market looks incredible. It really does. The closed sales were up over about 19% year over year. The median price point was up 6.6%. The inventory was down. I mean, it all is great in February. But the problem with statistics is that they're a historical look as far as what happened in the market, not what is currently happening. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what's currently happening, focus more on that than I do on focusing on the stats. You can read the stats here on the page if you're interested, but let's talk about coronavirus, COVID-19, and how that is affecting our local market here in Southwest Florida. So first and foremost, we have seen a significant, so we're able to get the statistics from the showing service that we use for the entire country and the entire state of Florida. And we know based on those statistics that showings are down by 43% year over year for this time. So I can speak, about our business and what we've seen. We've seen a lot of snowbirds that have ended their stay early, gone back up north to hunker down during the virus spread. We have seen a lot of, traffic lighter. And as far as showings go, here's what I'll say. The people who are very serious are still wanting to see property because real estate, as many of the states have declared so far, is an essential business. People need housing, and that is something that needs to continue on. So we're in a position now, if people need housing, that they're still moving forward with their viewing. The challenge becomes that we're starting to see a lot of sellers who actually don't want the general public coming through their property. So open houses are completely restricted in our MLS. We as a company have stopped all open houses. The number one priority that we have is to protect everybody. Health is way more important than business. And so we, want to make sure that everybody is very well protected on both sides. From a staff point of view, our offices are closed down. From a buyer's point of view, making sure that buyers are not going around and touching a bunch of things in properties. And from a seller's perspective, that if strangers are coming into your property, that we're taking all the steps necessary to make sure that the lights are on, any doors are open, that people are touching fewer things than they have to. So how is this all going to shake out? Time will tell. There's no doubt about it. I sent out some information to our brokerage about past pandemics. So SARS, the swine flu, all those things in the market stats that happened through all of those pandemics in history. And what we saw is that there was not much of a change. There wasn't much that happened as far as more or less home selling, and the price point didn't change much from what it was doing on the trajectory. Now, those were all very, very different scenarios. Now with people being required to stay in their homes and with showings being down 43%, there is no doubt that we're going to see a contraction in the coming months as far as what the statistics show. Now, what'll be very interesting is that we still have historic low interest rates, and there's a lot of reasons for people to buy property right now. What happens when the quarantines are lifted? I am imagining that we're going to see a pretty strong demand come out of that because people are out of their homes. They have been sitting confined in their homes for an extended period of time. Gives you a lot of opportunity to look around, say, is this big enough? Is this too, is it too small? Do we want a pool? I've already had several clients reach out and say, this is way too small for the family. We need something bigger. We've had people reach out saying that we definitely want a pool home when this is all done. So there is going to be a lot of movement and dissatisfaction that people have with their current residences that are looking to make a move. Now, I do see a pretty substantial impact that's going to happen on the lower priced properties. I say that because if you look at the first time home buyer market, though, people who are depending on, each and every single paycheck, if they're out of work for any period of time, that's going to make, qualifying for a loan a lot more difficult than it used to be. It'll be very interesting how it all plays out on the seasonal residents because, we still have the sunshine. It is beautiful. I've been talking about, to my family and to my close acquaintances, how amazing it is to live in Florida during this because as a family, I've got 4-year-old triplets. We're out back at the pool, able to enjoy the sunshine. We're going on daily bike rides and walks and things to stay active and busy. Whereas, I know a lot of snowbirds have been dealing with snow and bad weather and no sunshine. And Florida will continue to have that. So we are going to continue to be a very popular place. I believe that the amount of business that this gives up, there's going to be as many or more transactions that come out of it. So we'll see what happens. I know what the financial market's doing, what they're doing. It creates some uncertainty. And if there's uncertainty in the marketplace, people are generally slower to make decisions. So we'll see what kind of effect that has on everybody. But that does it for what we're seeing right now in the marketplace. I hope that everybody stays healthy. If you have any specific questions or general questions about real estate in Southwest Florida, feel free to reach out. We are here for you. Number one priority is making sure that you're all protected. Talk soon. Thanks.